Welcome to this presentation about Murmur Pro, designed by Hipposoft LLC. The goals of this presentation are to introduce Murmur Pro, discuss Murmur Pro's use in the clinical setting, discuss the different features of Murmur Pro, examine any legal and ethical implications of Murmur Pro, and finally an analysis and conclusion of the application. Learning the multitude of heart murmur sounds can be daunting for even the best of clinicians. They can't be memorized per se, and only repetitive exposure to their distinct sounds is the best way to learn them. Murmur Pro is designed to help medical professionals learn more than 20 different heart murmur sounds. It's compatible with the iPhone, the iPad, iTouch, and is actually optimized for the iPhone 5. Nurses who routinely perform head-to-toe assessments can benefit from using Murmur Pro. Murmur Pro not only provides the sound, but it also includes the location, the etiology, the pathophysiology, and the clinical manifestation and significance of each type of murmur. In addition, quizzes are included to enhance learning, as well as links to additional resources if you want to learn more about a particular type of disease process related to a murmur you've heard. Here you can see some of the types of murmurs available, as well as how the information is provided. Note that Murmur Pro also includes normal heart sounds for comparison. I actually downloaded this app because I do cardiac assessments daily, as most of us do, and learning the different subtleties among murmurs is indeed a challenge. If you can remember back to being a new nurse and trying to learn heart rhythms, that can be difficult. And so murmurs are kind of in the same vein. There's subtle differences, and sometimes they're just difficult to pinpoint. This app is inexpensive, and really all I have to do is plug in my headphones. If I have a quiet moment, I can sit down and with a click of a button, listen to 23 different heart murmur sounds, their location, their importance, and so on. So for $2.99, I'm able to do quite a bit of learning about heart murmurs. Here's another screenshot of how the app is laid out. The nice thing about Murmur Pro is that less is more. It doesn't have a lot of unnecessary features. It's very dynamic, it's very interactive, it's very comprehensive, but what you'll find is not a lot of extra buttons and things that you won't ever use. So sometimes, again, less is more. A lot of the legal and ethical issues surrounding smartphone use in the clinical setting centers around privacy issues. And the challenge is really to know when, where, and how to use smartphones appropriately in the clinical setting. Murmur Pro, the nice thing about Murmur Pro is that it's used for clinician learning purposes only. It's not a quote-unquote medical device, so it's not regulated by the FDA. It's not designed for diagnosis of disease, and it doesn't involve inputting patient information to use the app, so there's no potential for HIPAA violation. Overall, the benefits far outweigh the limitations with Murmur Pro. Of course, it's inexpensive, it's easy to use, it's comprehensive and dynamic as a learning tool. It includes strong visuals and, of course, strong sound clips of the heart murmur sounds. It's interactive, and you actually have the ability to customize the app. If there are a few heart murmurs that or sounds that you are less familiar with, hear less often, and are finding you're having a hard time understanding those, you can mark those as favorites, quiz yourself more often on them, and really hone in on where you have the biggest learning opportunity. There are a couple of small drawbacks with Murmur Pro. First, you can't get this on an Android device. So if you don't have an Apple device, an iPhone, iPad, you cannot get this. Second, with the app itself, you can't adjust the speed of the sound clips. So if you wanted to slow down a particular heart murmur sound, you can't. And sometimes that could be useful if you're really trying to pick up some of the details in the sound. In conclusion, Heart Murmur Pro can be a useful tool for nurses to improve patient care. If you think about it, anything that helps you enhance understanding of a patient's disease process, anything that helps you identify the clinical significance of abnormal heart sounds, and in some cases there is no clinical significance of some of these murmurs, and it's nice to know that too. Anything that helps you improve your knowledge base can't hurt. So I would highly recommend Murmur Pro because it's simple, it's inexpensive, and it's comprehensive, and it really it helps you just not memorize a particular sound, but really helps you learn it. You know where it is, you know why it's there, and you know why it's important or why it's not important, and that can only help enhance patient care. Thank you very much for viewing my PowerPoint presentation. I really appreciate your attention.